To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.
Hello, we are back here with this paper. We are back with this paper. What is this paper? What is this paper now? This is the 2022-2023. Yeah, our subject is business and accounting, paper 2. Right, yeah. This is what you can find. This is the paper that you can find. Well, yeah, this is the latest paper you can find, of course. This is the latest paper you can find if you go and try to get a past paper book. This is not yet in publishing yet. Like, this is not, it's not yet been published yet. Like, you can't get this paper in past paper books from bookshops. Okay. So this 2022 paper was actually done in 2023, which means the exam was conducted in this year, 2023, as you know. All the set of papers, all level past papers are now being done on a DP. So we decided to do the business and accounting paper 2. This is 2022-2023 paper. This is an introduction, guys. This is an introduction, right? We are starting the paper 2 today. We have already done the paper 1. It's already done. So paper 2. Yep, paper 2. Business and accounting studies. 3 hours, that's what they say, but you don't get 3 hours, okay? You will get the paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1, paper 2. Both together. And for both papers, 3 hours. 1 hour for the first paper, 2 hours for the second paper. That is this one, which we are going to start. 2 hours only, okay? In the 2 hours, you must do 5 questions, including question number 1. That is what they say. How many questions in this paper? How many questions should you do? 5 questions in this paper. You should do 5 questions, including question number 1. Don't worry, you have more than 5 questions in the paper. You know that. Including question number 1, answer 5 questions, right? That's what they say. That's what you should do when you get the business and accounting paper. I have been telling this all over again and again and again every time I get a new paper. So this is the newest paper. Again, I'm saying the same, in detail. The description or the instructions or the introduction. Yeah, as always. Okay, so let's look at the first question, which is the compulsory question, because they say they ask you to do 5 questions, including question number 1. So this is the question number 1. This is the compulsory question. You must do this. You will get 10 sub-baths. You know that. You will get 10 sub-baths, and all those 10 questions are based on this case. This case. So it's a case study, right? See the case now? Case. It's a case. Right? They say using the following case, answer questions number 1 to 10. That's what they say. So you first learn how to tackle a case study question. This is a case study. Okay, the case is a small story. It's a, it's like a short story, very interesting one, about a person or two people who are going to start a business, or who have already started, maybe. That story is given to you. Those type of small business related stories are given to you in the first question. You go through the case. Okay, read through the case and look at the questions. Oh, and in the case, guys, you will get the initial, the beginning of the business. They say, Raja, resident of Polonnaruwa, started a business on selling rice and rented a building and obtained a bank loan and bought equipments and blah 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 blah. Okay, you go through the case and you will get a set of transactions too. See, and you go through the transactions really quickly, and the additional information too. Now you know the case. Then you go and read the questions. Number 1, what is the human want satisfied by Hela Sahal business? That is Mr. Raja's business. Likewise, you go through the case, then you get to the question. That is the first method. Next method, there is another method. That is, you don't go through the case. You don't read the case. Okay? Don't read the case. Directly go to the questions and read through the questions. What is human want satisfied by Hela Sahal? State to stakeholders with examples. Write examples for each production factor. One by one. Quickly read through the questions. Then you have a rough idea what are the questions and what they are asking you. Then you go to the case and read the case. While you are reading, you will notice the answers to the questions. And you mark small things that you notice, you mark them. Investment, bank loan if you want. Raja's son, Kosala, came to join the business. Likewise, small important points you underline, because you know that these points are the answers to some questions. Likewise, 10 subparts, 2 marks each, 20 marks for the question, for the entire question. All right, 20 marks. There you go. That is the first question. Take the entire 20. Then you get to the business studies part. As we all know, the business studies part has 3 questions. 3 questions from business studies. You have to answer only 2. You will get questions from business organizations, starting a business, a background of business. Then business organizations, business environments, the question number 2. Then question number 3 also from business studies. Normally you get questions from trade and supporting services, management, marketing, all those lessons. Then question number 4. You will normally find questions from investments, management, marketing, investments, a mix of questions from those lessons. So choose only 2 from question number 2, 3 and 4. Okay, question number 2, 3 and 4. Choose whatever you like. Then you get 2. The accounting part. Here we go. Accounting part. This is our favorite part, right? Accounting part. Again, you will get 3 questions. Answer only 2. Okay. For business studies questions, guys, you're going to get total 8 marks. Right? You're going to get total 8 marks for each question. For the 4th question also, total 8 marks. But for accounting questions, For each question, you are going to get 12 marks. A little bit more weight, little bit a little bit more than the business studies part for accounting part. Each question 12 marks, right? So answer 2 only from the 3 questions. You have question number 5 here, then 6. All are accounting questions, right? 6 somewhere here. Yeah, 6. All are from the accounting part. Then last question, 7. 7th question is the for most people the tough one. It's not tough. It's from financial statements. Okay, non-profit organizations and sole traders financial statements. There we go. With the trial balance and additional information, you're gonna prepare the statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position. Choose it if you can do it confidently, or you can choose the other questions. Okay, any 2. That is it. There you go. Question numbers 5, 6 and 7. Choose only 2 out of those 3. There we go. This is the 2022-2023 Business and Accounting paper 2. Right? You're going to get 2 hours, which means 120 minutes. You must take 60 marks, right? 60 marks. 20 for the first question. 20 for the first question. There we go. 20 for the first question. And 8 plus 8, 16 for the business studies, 2 questions. Then 20 plus 16, 36. Then 12 plus 12 for the accounting questions. 36 plus 24, 60 in 2 hours, right? So you have, of course, you have less than 2 minutes for each mark, for each question. Shall we kick off this one too? Let's do it. Always the second paper, first question is the compulsory question. As I explained, it has 10 sub parts based on this case. It's a case study. Right, so here we go. Using the following case, answer questions number 1 to 10. Oh, 10 is here. Okay, 1 to 10. Sort right. Let's take the 10 inside the box. 1 to 10. Right? 10 subparts. Raja, a resident of Polonnaruwa, started a business on 1st January 2023. Now, I'm starting with this case after reading the case. But I have told you that there are 2 ways to tackle a case study question. 2 ways to tackle. First method is you go through the case, read the case quickly, right? High speed reading. Then you go to the questions. Second, you go to the questions directly, not reading the case carefully. Without that, go to the questions directly. Likewise, you go to the questions. What is the human want satisfied by Hela Sahal? State to stakeholders with examples of Hela Sahal. Everything is about Hela Sahal. Write examples for each production factor. Blah, blah, blah. You read the questions. And you go back to the case. When you have a map of the questions asked from you, when you have a map of all the questions, it's easy to find the answers after you go to the case, right? So obviously when you read the questions, you know the case is about something called Hela Sahal. Let's see. Raja, resident of Polonnaruwa, started a business on 1st January 2023. This is the I'm going according to the first method. I'm reading the case right quickly, and I'm marking the important points here and there that I think will be useful. But if you go to the questions, you know where to mark. You note down and you highlight or something, you underline or something. You can do something like that. Yeah. So better you quickly scan the questions and come back to the case. Resident of Polonnaruwa started a business 1st January 2023 for selling rice as Hela Sahal. So this is the business, selling rice Hela Sahal. Okay, this is the business. Selling rice as Hela Sahal in a rented building. Okay. Now we are going to the numbers, the amounts, values. With an investment of 800,000. Oh, okay. The initial investment is 800,000 laksha atam. Not a very big amount, very small amount. With that only he has started his business. How nice is that? So, building with an investment of 800,000. On the same day, he obtained a bank loan too. Here we go. More money coming into the business. 500,000. 12% interest. 12% interest. Annual interest. From the rural bank, and purchased a rice mill for 900. Oh my god, he has purchased a rice mill too. Purchased a rice mill. What is the meaning of mill? In Sinhala we call it molak. Molak. Rice mill is where you get the paddy, and you turn the paddy into rice. Yeah, in the mill only you do that. It's like a production process, turning paddy taken from the paddy fields. Kumburus, you don't call them kumburus, right? You call them kumburu. Yeah, you call them kumburu. Rice or paddy taken from the paddy fields, kumburu. You take the paddy, and you convert the paddy, to sahal, to rice. So that is what the name says, Hela Sahal. Hela Sahal. Okay. Purchased a rice mill. So this guy has a rice mill and other equipments of 100,000. Raja's son Kosala, who came after completing the degree of business administration, engages in management of the business. Oh, so this is like a family business. Son and father and son. Raja and Kosala. Okay. Who came after completing the degree of business administration, engages in management. Okay, so Kosala is engaging in management of the business. Father and son. Yeah. Supun was recruited for drying boiled wet paddy. Drying wet paddy under the sun. It's like, wait, That is done by Supun. Supun is an employee. Supun was recruited for drying boiled wet paddy. So Supun is the employee of this business. There we go. We have so many important points here. Employee, the sunlight, and milling paddy. Following are the transactions occurred for the month. This is the set of transactions. This is the set of transactions. Here we go. This is the set of transactions. Following are the transactions for the month ended 31st. This is period 31st January, end of the month, until the end of the month. Purchasing paddy, selling rice, paying electricity bills, paying employee salaries. That's an employee. So paying distribution lorry, paying manager salary, paying rice husks. Oh no, selling rice husks. Rice husks means those when you remove the husk from the paddy, potta, that is called dahaya, no? I'm not sure. Something like that. Yeah, dahaya. They can sell rice husks, that means dahaya, for a small amount. Additional information also given. Additional information also given. Rice mills should be depreciated, straight line. Okay. No remaining stock of paddy. No closing stock. No closing stock. This is depreciation. Depreciation. Interest on the bank loan was not paid. Accrued. Oh my god, accrued. Interest of the bank loan not paid. Monthly building rent not paid. So both are accrued. There we go. Marking of the important points, right? There was an intensive competition among rice producers with the decrease of paddy production. Oh, paddy production, you have to go to the field, paddy field, paddy farmers. They only produce the paddy. So if the drought hits the area, it's a disaster. With the decrease of paddy production happened as a result of the severe drought. Told you, severe drought has decreased the paddy production. So there's intensive competition. Businesses who are selling rice competing with each other because the paddy supply is now reducing as a result of the severe drought in the previous season. The government enforced a control price on purchasing paddy too. Because of this, Hela Sahal business has decided to reduce the selling price of a kilogram of rice by 1 rupee. Oh, they have reduced the price from 1 rupee of a kilogram of rice by 1 rupee. They have decided to reduce the price. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. What is the human want satisfied by Hela Sahal? Okay, they're asking about the want, not about the need. Wants are choices. Wants are your choices. So, wants are choices. What is the human want satisfied? Not the need. They're asking for the want. Want. Yeah. Want. It's like Yeah, I know it's a want, yeah. But what is the want that people have to choose paddy? No, not to choose paddy, to choose rice. To choose rice. The want that they have is the wanting of a main meal with rice. You know, there are 3 main meals that we take in Sri Lanka, in our country. In some other countries, they don't take main meals and rice for each and every meal. In other countries, nah, no. Not developed countries, most of the European countries, nah, they don't eat rice like us. But we eat rice for the main meals, all 3 meals. That is why we want rice. So, what is the human want satisfied by Hela? Eating rice for meals. That is why we want rice. Yeah? What is the human want satisfied by Hela Sahal? Eating rice for meals. Next. State 2 stakeholders with examples of Hela Sahal business. I don't even want to look at the case. State 2 stakeholders with examples. Raja is the main stakeholder because he is the owner. Raja, owner. Right? This is the main stakeholder. This is the example. Yeah. Then Kosala is son. Okay, Raja is the owner of the business. He's the one who started the business and he's the boss, right? So he's the owner, sole trader. He is the main stakeholder of the business. Kosala is his it's his son, no? So you write son. No, don't write son. To Raja, Kosala must be his son, but to the business stakeholders with examples of Hela Sahal business. For the business, he's not the son. For the business, he's the manager. Manager. For the business, he's the manager. You can even write Supun, right? Yeah, you can write Supun because Supun is the employee. Supun, you can write. Write examples for each production factor and land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship in Hela Sahal business by extracting from the case. Write examples. Okay. For the production factor, land, labor, capital, enterprise. These are the what? What are these? Huh? Capital and enterprise. These are what? 4 factors of production. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 factors of production, right? Here we go. Now, examples for each production factor in Hela Sahal business. Land means the natural resources. Labor means the human resources. Capital means the artificial man-made resources. Enterprise means the person who takes the risk and starts the business, the entrepreneur. We know those things, right? So Examples for land, natural resource of the business. What is the natural resource of the business? Paddy, right? Paddy is man-made. Oh, don't write paddy for land. Who cultivates paddy? Men. Who is going to, to the paddy field and, kumburu cotton? Men. So men produce paddy. It's not 100% natural resource. You can take water. That's a natural resource. Nobody produces water. Okay. Right. So, okay. Selling rice as Hela Sahal in a rented building. Investment 800,000. Took a bank loan, annual interest, purchased a rice mill and other equipment. Rice mill, other equipments, all are capital, right? Man-made resources. Rice mill, other equipments. These are capital items. Okay? Rice mill and equipments, capital items. Cash is also capital. Okay. Kosala and Supun, both are labor. Easy, right? Both are labor. So land, labor, capital. Enterprise, entrepreneur is the guy, the owner. The guy himself, he is the guy. Raja. Let's write them down. Land, you can take water, air, soil, because you need a field, paddy field with, fertile soil. Fertile means on the sarusara, fertile, gasvavina, kumbure, pasa, soil, that is land. Water, air, soil, or land. Soil or land. Lands. Labor, we know. Kosala, Supun, both are under labor. Under capital, rice mill, equipments, cash. Easy peasy, right? Enterprise, Raja, the owner, who invested, is the enterprise, Raja. That's it. State a strength and a threat of Hela Sahal business. I think we underlined strengths and weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses are in the internal environment. Strengths and weaknesses. Weaknesses with strengths inside, but opportunities and threats are in the external environment, coming from the external environment. So threats, they are asking for threats. Strengths and threats. Strength is a internal factor, but should be positive. Strength. So what are the internal factors inside the business? Positive? Guys, we have Kosala, the son, educated guy, doing the management. Educated, qualified managers. This guy. Isn't it? Of course. He is an educated guy. This guy. Kosala. Son, right? Son. He is coming after completing his degree in business administration. He is well educated. Strength. And yeah. Good financial strength. You can take good financial strength because Raja has started the business with an investment of 800,000. He has money to start the business. So it's a financial strength. Both are strengths, but threats coming from the outside, like threats, like whoosh, boom, hitting the business with negatives, barriers coming from challenges coming from outside. Intensive competition. There we go. This is a barrier, isn't it? Intensive competition. It's a threat. It's a threat. Intensive competition is a threat. Drought. Natural threat. Drought. So we can write those things. Strength. We'll use strength. Educated. What else? Qualified. Manager, that is Kosal managers. Then that is the strength. Threat. We have many. Competition. Drought. Natural disasters. Those are threats to any business. Competition is also coming from outside. Drought is also a challenge which is in the external environment, outside. Threats. Strengths are in the internal environment. Positives. Strengths. Strength and a threat. We are done. Write an example for an economic environmental factor of Helasan business included in the case. Write an example for an economic environmental factor. Okay, economic environmental factor which affects. Is that what the question is asking? Economic environmental factor which affects. I think that is what the question is asking, right? Economic environmental factor. Example for an economic environmental factor of example for an economic environment. Well, you can read the case again. I didn't actually notice that. There was an intensive competition, that is not economic environment, right? Rice producers. With the decrease of paddy production as a result of the severe drought. Severe drought is not economic. Previous season. In the previous season, the severe drought hit the area. Boom. So the paddy, all the paddy fields got dried up. The government enforced a control price on purchasing paddy. The control price mechanism, economic environment, because of this, the demand and supply has gone down. Those are economic factors. Right? Demand and supply. Demand and supply. In the case, you can relate it to the case. In the case, the paddy supply has gone down. Paddy supply has decreased. Paddy supply has decreased. I'm trying to relate to the case here, right? In the case, because they're asking for examples from the case. So some business included in the case. See, that's the case, man. Example for an economic environmental factor. Or you can write the control price. Mechanism. It's a mechanism in the economic environment. Control price mechanism. Okay. Next, write an example for each of the following in Hensar. Product of the marketing mix. Oh, easy one. What are the 4 P's of marketing? 4 P's of marketing. 4 P's of marketing. P's. Not peace, but P's. No, the letter P. P's. You know that. 4 P's. Product, price, place, promotion. These are the 4 P's. Product, price, place, promotion. Example for each of the following from Hela Sahal. Product is rice. Hela Sahal is not supplying cement, no. They are supplying rice, so that is their product. Planning, which is a management function. Okay, for planning, you have to go and see, look at the case and notice the keywords. For planning, the keywords are, I have been mentioning these keywords always for the management functions of management. Planning, organizing, leading, control. 4 functions of management. For planning, the keywords are deciding. If there's some activity, they have given some activity starting with decided or designed, a way or a method. Designed. Those are planning activities. Look for those words. This is a comparison of the rice. decrease of paddy production as a result of drought previous season. The government enforced a control price on purchasing paddy because of hail. Decided to reduce the selling price. Keywords. See, this is a planning activity. Keywords. Decided to reduce the price. Decided to reduce the price. That is a planning activity. Next, write the double. Here comes the accounting questions. Up to 4th Roman number, it's BS. From the 5th, it's accounting. Write the double entry with amounts relevant to obtaining a bank loan. Oh, that's easy. It's a double entry. How much was the bank loan? Invested 800,000. On the same day, he obtained a bank loan. Oh, it's here. Bank loan of 500,000 at a 12% annual interest from the rural bank and purchased a rice mill 900,000. He got cash 500,000 as a bank loan. So bank loan is a liability. Liabilities increase because he took a loan. On the same day, bank loan 500,000. You have to write the double entry with amounts. So obviously the first entry must be the debit entry. That's why I'm keeping space here and writing the credit entry underneath. Bank loan account is the credit, 500,000. He took cash. Cash increased. So cash book, debit, 500,000. This is the double entry for obtaining the bank loan. Yeah. Here we go. Accounting questions. Write 2 source documents that Hela Sahal business uses. So 2 source documents, okay? You have to look at what? Now you have to look at what? You have to look at the transactions. Where are the transactions? There we go. No transactions. Transactions, see? You have to look at the transactions. Now you can decide what bills or source documents must be issued. Purchasing paddy in cash. So, for this transaction, purchasing paddy, paying cash, paying voucher, selling rice in cash, receiving money. Because you sold goods, you can get money, you can receive money. What? Receipt. Man, that's a receipt. Receipts. That's a receipt that you must issue. It's a receipt that you must issue when you receive cash. Get cash when you receive cash. Receipts. Receipts. Electricity, paying electricity bill, again it's a payment. Paying employee salary, again it's a payment. Paying distribution lorry, again it's a payment. Paying manager's salary, again it's a payment. Yeah, all are like that. So you have already, man, it's there. 2 source documents, just right there. No need to like study the entire case. You need 2 source documents, right? Right, 2 source documents. That's Hela Sahal business. Paying or payment vouchers. Receipts or cash memos. It's like another word for receipts. Cash memos. Write a credit? No, write a direct cost and an indirect cost with amounts included in the cost of production. Again, you have to look at the transactions, man, because they're asking direct costs, indirect costs, payments and, direct costs. What is a direct cost? Direct materials, direct labor, paying for the material which are mainly used to produce your product. Here, the product is rice. What is the main material? Paddy. Paddy is used. Valing, you take sahal. So rice is produced from paddy. Purchasing paddy in cash. This is a direct material cost. Direct material cost. Okay. Paying the employee salary, the guy who is, Supun, recruited for drying boiled paddy and drying in sunlight and, to work in the mill. That is a direct laborer. Supun salary. So paying employee salary, direct labor. Indirect, electricity bills. We have so many things. Indirect. Paying manager's salary, indirect. You can write those things as your answers soon as you find them. Direct. Cost. You can write what? Purchasing of paddy. Purchasing paddy. Okay. Mill worker. The worker of the mill. Mill workers. Salary. That's a direct labor. Indirect. Indirect costs. Electricity bills. Manager's salary. Who are not workers who are not directly involved hands-on in the production. Manager's salary. There we go. See, quick answers, right? Next question. Calculate the cash in hand of Hela Sahal business as at 31st. We have to calculate the cash in hand. Cash in hand, right? The cash in hand. On which date? 31st January. 31st January. Okay. which means we have to, it's easy if we prepare a cash book. It's easy if we prepare a cash book, right? Let's do it the easy way. Cash book of the business. Cash book of the business. Let's go to the transactions. Where are the trans? Here we go. Transactions. Yeah. Okay. First of all, before the transactions, check whether cash inflows or outflows. Cash incomings happened or cash outgoings happened. Any outgoings? Well, I know that there is a inflow cash incoming because there is a capital invested 800,000. See? Yeah. So that is a inflow cash received 800,000. Then on the same day obtained a bank loan 500,000. 800,000, 500,000. Okay. Those two must be recorded first. $800,000, $500,000. This is the capital. This is the loan. Yeah. Then then again we'll go back to the transactions and see. 800,000 we took. That is the investment or capital. 500,000 we took. That is the loan received in cash. Next sentence. Only interest from rural bank. 12% annual interest, but we don't know if it is paid or not. If it is paid only, we can put. We don't know whether it's paid or not. We have to find out. Annual interest from the rural bank and purchased a rice mill of 900,000. 900,000 cash paid for the rice mill. So cash going out. Credit. 900,000. 900,000 and other equipments of 100,000. 900,000 other equipments 100,000. 900,000 and 100,000 should be credited. Yep. 900,000 and 100,000. This is the mill, rice mill. This is spent for equipments. Equipments. Okay. Here we go. 900,000 we took. 100,000 we took. Rajasan co-seller came after completing degree of business administration, engages in management, and supervisor recruited blah blah blah. No amounts there. We have amounts again here. Purchasing of paddy for cash. Cash paid out. Cash going out. So that's a out credit. 150 credit. Selling rice in cash. We are selling rice. We are selling rice and we are taking cash from the customers. Cash coming in, debit. Purchasing paddy, 150 credit. Selling for cash, 431,500 debit. 431,500. 431,500. Sales 150 for purchases. We recorded sales and purchases too. Yeah, purchases and sales recorded. Paying electricity bill, again cash outflow. Cash outflow, again outflow. Expense 15,000. Paying salary 60,000. Electricity 15, salary. Electricity 15,000, salary 60,000. You don't have to write these narrations very clearly because they don't ask for a cash book. We're just preparing to calculate the cash in hand. Just preparing, just to make it clear. Yeah, got it? So we took 15,000, employee salary also 60,000. We took paying distribution lorry charges 40, manager's salary 50. Lorry charges 40, manager's salary 50. 40, all our payments 50. Lorry transport manager's salary 50. Manager's salary 50. Then there's another 50,000 I noticed here. Selling husks. The higher. Selling husks. Rice husks. $50,000. I just remembered it. It was here. See, manager salary we took. Selling husks and receiving cash. Go to the debit side. Okay. Right. That's it. I think that's it. No other. Oh, additional information. I almost missed. Rice mill should be depreciated on straight line basis. Depreciation is not recorded in the cash book, not cash. Not recorded in the cash book. Not cash. Okay. Depreciation is not a cash transaction. Not cash. No remaining stock of paddy. That means closing stock. No stock doesn't relate to cash. And no remaining stock of paddy. No interest, bank loan not paid. These are also not included because they are not paid. Interest on bank loan. Remember I told you when I saw the bank loan here. I saw the bank loan here and I circled the bank loan interest and I said annual interest, we don't know whether it's paid or not. So we can't enter. Now we know that it's not paid. So we don't enter. It's not paid, see? It's accrued. Building rent also not paid. Not paid, should not enter in the cash book. Now you balance this thing and you will get the remaining cash in hand. That's what we are going to do now. Balance this thing. And you're going to get the balance of cash. Which side is the highest? Definitely this side. 800,000, 500,000, 13. 13 plus 4, 17. 17, 81. 17 lakhs, 81,500. That is, I think, the total. 17 lakhs, that means 1.7 million. 81,500. 1.7 million, 81,500. That is your total. This side, the total of this side, how much is it? 900,000, 10, 900,000 and 10, that means 10 lakhs. 9 lakhs plus 1, 10, 10 plus 1. 1150, 1150, 1250, 12 lakhs 50,000. 13 lakhs and 15,000. 13, 1.3 million and 15,000. And that means 13 lakhs 15,000. Okay, so let's subtract now. Do your calculation, you get the cash in hand. Put it here. Balance of cash. Balance. Don't write balance of cash. Balance carried down. That is your balance of cash. Done. Next, calculate the net profit or loss of Hela Sahal business for the month ended 31st. Calculate the net profit or loss. Net profit or loss. Okay. Net profit or loss of Hela Sahal. Income minus expenses. Let's take the incomes. Incomes, let's add up. We have to take the incomes, and then we have to subtract the expenses. We have to go to the case, note down all the incomes and expenses, right? Okay, but there is an easy way, there is a shortcut to this, because since we have prepared the cash book, we can use the cash book. That is a easy way, the shortcut, right? But all cash receivings are not incomings, not incomes. You have to keep that in your mind, okay? Keep it hard printed in your mind. All cash receivings are not incomes. So can't take those as incomes, all the receivings, when calculating net profit. Let's go and check what are the receivings. Now, capital 800,000, can you take it as an income? No. Loan received 500,000. Income? No. Sales income, it is an income. Selling husks, the remaining, dust of the paddy, that also sold. That is also an income. Right, we'll take these three. 431,500 and 50,000. Sales 431,500 and 50,000. What else? Any other incomes? Not here. We'll go to the case and check. Sales and selling of husks. Now let's take the expenses. Not all cash payments can be taken as expenses. Not all cash payments are expenses, okay? Let's see. Mill, the buying of mill by spending 900,000. Is that an expense? Is that an operating expense? No, it's not an expense. Equipment. Buying equipments by spending another 100,000. Is that an expense? No, these are all assets. These are assets, okay? They're not expenses. Not expenses. Not operating expenses. Like I have to put it that way. Not operational expenses. Income generating expenses? No, these are investments done for assets, right? Capital, loan, these are also investments. not incomes. Investments, okay? Capital invested, investments. Invested money in the business, not incomes of the business. So you took, no, you didn't take, we didn't take these two. Purchases, is that an expense? Money spent for purchasing paddy, money spent. Yes, it's an expense. Electricity expense, of course an expense. Salary expense, of course an expense. Transport expense, of course. Manager's salary, of course. Let's take the addition of all that. 150 plus 15 plus 60 plus 40 plus 50. 150,000 plus, let's take these two. 150,000 plus 60 and 40. 150,000 plus 100,000. 250,000 here. 250,000 plus 50. 300,000, 315,000. 315,000. 315,000. Okay. Not all the expenses are here yet. Not yet. Let's go to the case and see. Now, we took all out of these, we took the necessary ones. Out of these, we took the necessary ones, expenses. Now, any additional information? I wonder. Here we go, additional information. We have to take these things. We took all these, right? We took this, we took this, we took this electricity bill, we took salary, we took distribution lorry, transport, we took manager salary, we took, yeah, all that is taken. Now, remember, not cash expense. This is not a cash expense. So, it's not included in the cash book. Depreciation. But you have to include it in the profit or loss calculation because it is an expense. Not a cash expense, but it's operational expense. Non-monetary. Without paying or without cash. Without cash. It is considered as an expense, but it's not done as a monetary expense, but it is an expense. Okay, not involved with cash. Cash is not involved. Rice mill should be depreciated on straight line basis at 12% annually. 12% annually. Rice mill, purchased a rice mill 900,000. Take that 900,000. And multiply from the depreciation percentage, 12%. How much is it? Cut the zeros, cut the zeros. Answer is 0, 0. Yeah, 108,000, but that is annual. Okay, annual. We are preparing for a month, so divide this by 12. Again, you get 9,000. 9,000 is what? Depreciation for month, for this month. 9,000 you have to include. as an expense. Okay, so this is done. $9,000 depreciation. Yeah, depreciation. Next, additional information. This is done now. Yeah, no remaining stock of paddy, no closing stock, no closing stock, which means you don't have to worry about the cost of sales. You know, opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. There is nothing to calculate like that. No opening stock and no closing stock. So just purchase expense is there. So that is what they say. No remaining stock means no closing stock. And no opening stock too. No worries there. Interest on bank loan was not paid as at 31st January. That is also should be calculated. Bank loan annual interest is given. How much? 500,000. See, bank loan is 500,000, 12%. Annual interest is that. Annual, but we have to calculate for a month. Just like this, just like the depreciation. Just like the depreciation of mill. Now we have to calculate we have to calculate what? Interest I'll do it here. Interest on loan. How much is the interest on loan? First, the loan is 500,000, right? Loan is 500,000. Again, just like the depreciation, what is the loan interest? Bank loan 500,000. Again 12%. Just like depreciation. 12%. See, at 12% bank loan. Bank loan into 12%. Answer is 60,000, right? When you cut the zeros, 60,000. But that is annual. That is annual. See, interest on bank loan was not paid at 31st January. Only for 1 month we need to calculate. So what do? We divide by 12. And the answer is again 5,000. That is interest for the month. Interest for the month, 5,000. That also we must put as an expense, 5,000. $5,000 interest. Okay. Are we done with the additional information now? At least now. Are we done? This is also done. Interest on bank loan, done. Monthly building rent, 10,000. It was not paid. I had written accrued here. I erased it. Oh, so I'm going to write it again. Accrued or not, paid or not, it should be mentioned as an expense if it is an expense of the month. Monthly building rent 10,000 was not paid till 31st January. Monthly building rent 10,000. This should be taken. Okay. Now, I guess this is it. Take the total income from the addition of this 481,500 and take the total expenses from the addition of this by the addition of these, right? How much is it? 315,000 plus 5, 320, 339, 339,000. Income minus expenses, you get the profit. Okay. Next one. State 2 current liabilities with amounts of Sahal business. State 2 current liabilities. Easy, right? Short term. Short term liabilities. Current liabilities. Short term liabilities. We already took 2 payments which were not paid. Not paid means accrued. Accrued means liabilities. Short term liabilities. Accrued expenses. Which were which of them, I mean, out of these 3, which ones are those? This one and this one. Yeah. Accrued loan interest, accrued building rent. Remember? Remember? Just few minutes ago, we took this one. We took interest on bank loan, not paid. This one. Because it's not paid, it's accrued. Monthly building rent, 10,000. Not paid. Accrued. Both are current liabilities. 2 current liabilities. Interest on bank loan, accrued. 5,000, right? Yeah, 5,000. And building rent. For January. As at January 31st, right? Building rent for January, accrued. 10,000. Oh, well, that's that. Short-term liabilities. Last question. We are done with the first question, the compulsory question with the last part. Calculate the total assets and equity. Total assets. It's a sweat-making question. Total assets and equity. Now, we need that cash balance from the cash book which we prepared to calculate total assets. We need the cash balance to calculate the total assets. And we need the net profit that we calculated to get the equity as at 31st January. Let's take the assets first. Let's take the assets. First of all, you take the opening assets, children. Opening assets. My dear little babies and boys, take the opening assets right here. Where are the opening assets? Oh, we have the mill. Mill is 900 and you subtract the depreciation from 900,000? That is 900,000 minus 9, 891,000. First you take that. Assets, huh? This asset, what is this asset? 900, this asset. Mill, 900,000, but from that depreciation must be subtracted. You don't take the cash investment because we already prepared the cash book. You take that cash book balance. You don't take this cash balance. And bank loan also cash, no? 900,000, the mill, take it by subtracting the depreciation. 900,000 minus 9,000. Yeah. Mill, 900,000 minus 9,000, it's 891,000. That is the first asset. Then you have to take the cash balance because a lot of cash has been invested. Raja's investment 800 and bank loan 500. We already entered all those cash incomes and expenses, and we took the cash balance. Where's the cash balance? Here we go, cash balance. Oh, we didn't take the cash balance. I left you to calculate that. Here's the calculation. 0, 0, 0, 0. 11 minus 5, it's 6, 466,500. That is the cash balance. Yeah. 460. I left it for you to calculate. Now I did it. Have to take it now for assets. Cash is 466,500. That is cash balance. What else is there? I remember there was equipments, right? Equipments, depreciation. No, we don't have to depreciate equipments. Equipments was this was the equipments, like the mill equipments 100,000. There are no other mentioning about assets because these are all buying and selling of paddy and selling of rice. Okay. Cash transactions we already took in the cash book. Here we go. This is the last asset, equipments. 466 plus 100,000. You get the final asset balance, total assets. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave that. At least that you have to do. What is that? Final cash. Final assets, total assets. Okay. Addition of these three assets. Now, let's go to the last part. That is equity. Equity. It's easy because we already know what is the opening equity is. Calculating the closing equity, just like calculating the assets. assets closing balance, that means assets as at 31st January, the closing assets, just like calculating total assets, closing assets. Calculating equity, closing equity is easy. Closing equity. Take the opening equity or opening capital, equity as at 31st. Take the opening equity or opening capital and add the net profit. Because there are only two events that can increase equity: profit or additional capital invested. Raja didn't invest additional capital. Take the opening capital which is how much? That's something else. Opening capital, how much is opening capital? Opening capital was an investment of 800,000. That's it. Yeah. And then he took a bank loan. That's liabilities. Yeah. Bank loan is a liability. 800,000 is his opening capital. Take the opening capital, which is 800,000, add the net profit. Where is the net profit? Where is the net profit? We calculated the net profit. Where? Voila. Where is it? We didn't do the calculation. I left it to you. Income minus expenses. Let's do it now. 0. First, let's erase this. Zero, 5, 2, 4, 142,500. That is the net profit. 142,500. I left that for you to calculate. Finally, I had to do it. 142,500. That is the net profit. And you add these two, you get closing capital, the final capital, or the equity. Equity as at 31st January. That's it. Okay. That's it. Here you go. This is your calculations. At least do these two calculations, adding and taking total assets and total equity as at 31st January. That's it, guys. I'm happy to be with you with the new paper. And now the first question is done. This is the 2022-2023 last year paper. First question is done. And I'm going to sign off. Hoping to see you soon with the next question, the business studies part, with the second question. Yep. Good luck. Have a good time. Bye-bye.
To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.